Hey guys, it's Jacqueline. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, it's going to be my January wrap up, and in the month of January I read a total of 9 books, which I am really good about. I'm starting 2020 off right with reading. So yeah, I'm gonna get started. I'm gonna talk about the books I read. But the first 4 books I talk about are part of a series, a very well-known series that I'm not going to go really that much into just because everyone already knows about them. But the rest I'm going to go in, so please continue watching if you want to see all the books and my thoughts and opinions on those books this month. Okay, the first 4 books are Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn. Yeah, so that are the Twilight Saga. I don't know why I was thinking, what book should I read? And Twilight was on, the movie. I was like, you know what? I have not read Twilight in a fat minute. Let me read them. And I finished Twilight like a day and a half. And I was like, ooh, let me just marathon them all. So that's what I did. Obviously, I like Twilight still. And I'm okay. Book Bella. Love Book Bella. Like I said, not going to talk much about them just because everyone knows. And yeah, there's no reason for me to talk about. So let's move on to the other books. Okay, first book is The Royals by Rachel Hopkins. And I know that now this is called Prince Charming because it was renamed with a new cover. But this is the cover I own. So this is about Daisy Winters, and her sister Ellie is engaged to the prince, the future king of Scotland. And Daisy is just a normal girl with mermaid hair, and there is an incident. Her ex-boyfriend tries to sell her prom pictures, which just sucks, and she doesn't really like being in the public eye. But when your sister is marrying a prince, you're gonna be in the public eye. And so the royal family's PR decides to send her to Scotland to meet the royal family and become a good PR person, I guess. And then she meets Miles, who is a family royal friend. This book, I gave this book a, sorry, looking at my notes, a 3 stars, just because it was a cute little romance book, a contemporary book, but I was not a huge fan. This story didn't stick with me. I was going in and out of it, really. It was cute, the ending I saw coming, but yeah, so I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. Okay, next book is Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuistion. So this book, some people either hate it or love it. I loved it. It was a 5 out of 5 star read for me because it was just such a cute contemporary. So it is about Alex, and he is the first son. His mother is the president, and he has a rival with Prince Harry from the UK, from England. So there's an incident with the boys, and yes, there's an incident, and their PR decides to have good relations between England and the US. So they decide, you know what, you guys are going to be the best of friends. Well, that rivalry was really love. They fall in love with each other, and obviously they kind of have to hide it, just because you don't know how people would react to the first son of the USA with the future Prince of England. Like, what? But the reasons why I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars is because, one, it's a Hispanic family in politics, which is always nice to see. Also, questioning sexuality, you don't realize what your sexuality is until you are put in this, well, not, I shouldn't say be put in a situation. You question, we question everything in life, and sexuality is one of them. I do realize why people had a problem with this book, especially people who are English, with the monarchy of the UK in here. I get why people didn't like that, because the author didn't, I heard some people talking about there wasn't really no research about that. I get it, I do. Personally, it didn't bother me just because I don't know much and it's not my country, but if it was my country, I would get it. But yeah, that's why I gave this 5 out of 5 stars, and this was a book of the month one. And it's a hardcover instead of the paperback version, which I really like a hardcover. So, okay, next book that's on the list is Throw Like a Girl by Sarah Hennigan. So this was another book of the month one. And if you don't know what book of the month is, it's basically a subscription service that gives you a book of the month. They give you 5 options and you pick what option every month and they send it. And they have early releases, which is nice, or like books that come in hardcover, like you can only find in paperback in a hardcover, which I really like. And they're only like $9. Yeah. So anyway, Throw Like a Girl is about Liv, who is a softball star, and the story begins where she's at her softball game. It's the final game of the season. Her team loses, but she gets in an altercation with the girl on the opposite side of the team, which resolves in a fight. And Liv's private school has a 0 tolerance for fighting. She gets suspended, but she's on scholarship, and as soon as she gets suspended, her scholarship is voided. She can't return back to school unless she comes up with the money. Sadly, her family does not have that money, because she was on scholarship. So the story begins at the summer, and now she has to go to this high school where her ex-boyfriend goes to, and it's the rival school that she got in a fight with. So now she has to be at that school, and she tries to join their softball team. The coach does not want her just because it's going to be awkward, especially with all the girls who kind of hate her for hitting one of their players, you know. And then she meets Gray. Yes, she meets Gray, who is a quarterback, but he's currently injured. And Gray's mother is the softball coach. Sorry, couldn't think of the word coach. That's his mom, and Liv has quite an arm on her, so he gets the idea to recruit her to be his 3rd string quarterback. And she's like, yeah, no, I'm a softball player, I'm not doing football. So he comes up with the idea, if you do this, I'll put in a good word for my mom so you can get in the fall. So she does it. It's a cute little contemporary. As you can tell, this book calls a lot of contemporaries. I don't know, I was just having an inkling. But yeah, so that's this book. I gave it 4 out of 4 stars. Why? It was cute, but I only like the relationship between the main characters, and that's really it. And then separate, I was like, eh. So yeah, let's move on to the next book. Okay, so the next book on this list is The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. So I decided to pick this book up this month just because I went to a book signing this month and I met Mackenzie Lee. She was real nice, hilarious, loved her. So I'm like, you know what? Let me read another book by her because I've only read one book, Loki. So I was like, yeah. This book was not. I gave this 2 out of 5 stars. I know lots of people love this book. I couldn't. All I know really, from all I remember, is Monty is a lord and he is bisexual. And it's in the 1800s? Yeah, 1800s. And him, his sister Felicity, and his best friend Percy / love interest go on a journey across the country for one last hurrah before Monty has to become the lord of his family. And Monty does not want that. And there's this weird thing with an island. I really can't say. So why did I get 2 out of stars? Just because I didn't connect with it. I can't really remember what I read. That's just like, as soon as it was over, I'm like, what did I just read? So I got 2 stars. This is my lowest rating. Before, yeah, So let's move on to the next book. Okay, so the final book that I read in January is Chosen by Kiersten White. And I'm sad to say this was a 3 out of 5 stars. And it's so sad because this was a book I was really looking forward to all last year. I read the sequel, and not the sequel, I read the first book last year. It was really good. I loved it. I made a video on it if you want to check that out. And this was not, I always had a problem with sequels. Always. This one, nah. Like, the story was very, very slow paced. I don't like slow paced. I like, you know, let's go, let's go, let's go. The only thing I really enjoyed about this book was the Buffy references. And the, like, cameos from Buffy characters we had. Oh, I don't want to go too much into this because I don't want to rant, but it's so sad because I was looking forward to this book for a whole year. I even met the author and she signed both the books, so I have the whole series signed by her, and it sucked. I just feel horrible because and Kiersten White, like, I've been loving all her books I've read, and this is the first one I didn't truly enjoy. So, yeah. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, so that's it. Leave a comment down below if you read any of the books that I read, if your opinions on them. But yeah, so until next time, I'm Jacqueline, and this is my City of Books that's growing every single day. Okay, bye!